Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott, and we're going to do a couple different things in this video. But first off, Dave Cavernous Carnage 213 has just hit 300 subscribers, so congratulations, Dave. And he's having a contest, very simple. He just wants to know the first record you bought with your own money and if you still listen to it. So I saw Keith from Attack from Down Under do this, and he had a bit of skepticism about some people's answers. Like, isn't it weird that everybody's first album is super cool and not something they would be embarrassed of? And I kind of felt that way too. Now, that being said, I'm kind of going that way because the albums I had, like, as a little kid, I mean, not counting, like, Sesame Street and whatnot, children's albums, but they were all gifts, pretty much. I really didn't have much of my own money, and what I did have, I probably spent on comic books and stuff like that. So the albums I had, or tapes or whatever, were like birthday presents or stuff like that. So I would, be happy to show shit that would maybe be embarrassing that people wouldn't even care about anyway. But, I had Weird Al, I had Ronnie Milsap, Dolly Parton, Bruce Springsteen, not that I'm ashamed of that or anything, but Dire Straits, Bon Jovi, that kind of stuff. So if I did buy something with my own money, I don't remember what it actually would have been. So, but I definitely remember buying this with my own money, and this was actually the same album that Keith showed, and Justice for All. So my friend had brought over Kill 'Em All, and just freaking blew my mind. Actually, I was a little scared of it, like the first half of side one or something, but by the end of it I was like, oh yeah, this is great, and I need more of this. So I dubbed the tape, I played the tape over and over, and I just I need more of this music. And Metallica has more albums, so this was the new one at the time, and so I bought this with my own money. I did buy the cassette, which I think I still have, but I can't find it, so yeah. And really, a really weird experience, because I don't think I even knew what a bass guitar was at the time. Wow, look at that glare. Hot stuff. There we go. I don't think I even knew what a bass guitar was at the time. So I knew something was weird. This did not sound like how I thought music should sound. That really sparse, weird production. And it didn't sound like the other Metallica I'd heard, and I didn't really know. It took me a little while to figure out. I was like, oh, there's a thing called a bass guitar, and it's not there. But yeah, a special album to me. And do I still listen to it? I don't listen to a whole lot of Metallica anymore. I feel like it's burned into my brain, and I don't need to. But yeah, once in a while I'll listen to it. All right, that leads me into my next thing, because one of Dave's favorite bands that he's shown is Church of Misery. And I have a long in time, but short history with Church of Misery. I used to write for a magazine, and I was sent promos to review. So I was sent this. This is the Iron Monkey Church of Misery split. It's called, or no, it's not called anything. Each side has its own name. We've Learned Nothing is the Iron Monkey one, and Church of Misery is just self-titled. So as you can see, is a promo version. Different cover than what was actually released. So I have this because I liked Iron Monkey. I still like Iron Monkey, but kind of not as much as I used to. But I remember writing a review for this and reviewing both sides separately, and I loved Iron Monkey, and I hated Church of Misery. I hated it so much. I don't remember exactly what I wrote, but I know the last line was, fuck these guys. So that was in my head as that is what Church of Misery is. I fucking hate them. So whenever anyone would bring up Church of Misery, I would just tune out. And I think it might have been Dave. I mean, a lot of people showed the last album. But I think when Dave showed it, I was like, it's been 25 years since you've heard this band. Maybe you don't remember right. Maybe they've changed, whatever. And I listened to them, and I was like, wow, they're really good. So I dug this back out to check it out, and I listened to it, and it's fucking awesome. So I don't know The only thing I can think of is that kind of traditional doom without death vocals was not very in vogue at the time, and maybe I just thought it sounded like old timey, and just I could not get my head around it. But I love it now. So that kind of led me to think about, sometimes you got to take the L. Sometimes you're wrong. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to admit that. It's hard for me to admit it sometimes. I mean, I carried this around that I hated Church of Misery for 25 years, and now I realize I was been an idiot and should have been listening to him this whole time. But it's real easy to get entrenched in your opinions and just not take in any more new information. Just like, okay, I filed this band under they suck, and I don't ever have to pay attention to them ever again. And I still do this. Right now, it's any new old school death metal band, I write them off almost immediately. Usually, I don't even listen to them. I'm like, I look at the album cover, and I look at the picture of the guys that look like they're about to go play Magic the Gathering, and I look if it's on Dark Descent or $20, not so much Dark Descent, but $20 spin more so. I just immediately like, yeah, I don't have to pay attention to any of this. And it may be some kind of defense mechanism because there's so much music to hear. If I can eliminate a whole section and not think I don't have to pay attention to it, then that helps me to not feel so overwhelming of things I have to check out. But it's not cool. It's not healthy. It's not a good way to approach things and to shut yourself off from whole portions of music or people or any kind of art or whatever, just because of an opinion that you had that you don't want to change because you're too lazy. So thanks, Dave, for getting me to rethink Church of Misery and actually listen to them again after all this time. And so I've got some to start the collection, and I'll be listening to more for sure. All right. We got time for a couple O's. It's we're up to the letter O in Jacob's music challenge or alphabet challenge. So let's go into that. I pulled out this band that I don't really hear talked about very much, Ophiuchus. So this guy is from Colombia. This is his name, or his pseudonym, obviously. From Colombia, now in Columbus, Ohio, and I just think that's a really cool album cover. And you got the naked lady here with the Grim Reaper outfit on, riding down Highway 666. This is kind of interesting. It came with this thing just sticking out of the spine. It's just like a stick with a little skull dude on it. So always have to make sure that I don't lose that when I pull this out. Just check a little bit inside there. Another naked lady. I know Dave would appreciate that. So this one is Pale Mortar Rider. So I'm not gonna credit the person because I don't remember. Somebody wrote that Ophiuchus is like listening to Mayhem play Accept covers, and that's pretty accurate. Really, really black metal stylings, kind of raw, but with a underpinning of traditional heavy metal. Very catchy songs, and in his later albums, he also has a side project that's just like synthwave, and he's kind of incorporating that into the Ophiuchus project as well, which I think is really cool. I'll show another one here to show more of his aesthetic. Machine Gun Reaper. So he's got the scythe, he's got the machine gun. There he is there, looking awesome on the back with his gas mask. And I had to show this. I saw this on a t-shirt and I didn't buy it, and I wish I had. Him riding a shark with the trident. I just think it's freaking great. And more nude ladies. Yeah. While we're at it, let's look at some more nude ladies. So yeah, if you've never heard of him, Ophiuchus, I highly recommend it. He just put out an EP, I think digital only, but he's got a few full lengths, and I'll leave some links to check them out if you would like. Next, is just like, you got Ozzy. Everybody's seen all the Ozzy albums. Who cares? Overkill, same thing. Opeth, same thing, but I got a couple like rarity deals that I just thought I'd show. Maybe somebody would care. So this is both of these actually are magazine giveaways. How can we? There we go. So this is from Rock Hard Magazine in 2011. This is the Devil's Orchard single, I guess you would say. This came out before Heritage, so it was the first listen to that song. And then the rest of it is live at Rock Hard Festival 2009. So it's a 62-minute CD minus the single, so we've got almost an hour of live Opeth. Not that there's a shortage of live Opeth, but I'm a sicko. I like to have everything, and you know, having to order a German magazine that I can't read just to get this CD kind of gave me a little thrill, and now I have it. So, and then another magazine giveaway. This came with Prague Magazine, and this is, I guess, technically a split between Opeth and Enslaved. The Enslaved side is just a video edit of Storm Sun. I mean, who cares? But there's 5 Opeth tracks, and they're all from a concert they did in Bulgaria with the Plovdiv. Is it the Plovdiv Orchestra? State Opera, Plovdiv, and the choir. So whenever you see a metal band do album with a orchestra, 9 times out of 10 it's in Bulgaria and Plovdiv. I'm guessing they have a favorable deal for people to come record there. But anyway, usually when bands do this, they release the entire concert as an album. This is just 5 tracks from it. They released another 3 on the special edition of Sorceress, and I think that's most of the concert, if not all of it. I don't know if they just thought it wasn't good enough to release on its own, but yeah, so this came with Prague Magazine, so you could get a good chunk of that concert on here. So that is my video, guys. Kind of all over the place today, but hope you enjoyed it. Dave, congratulations again. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, CM Punk is a piss baby. Later.